Alright, we're taking a look at the Mighty Morphin White Ranger. Hello. Network selector here. Look. I sure seem to be on a Mighty Morphin White kick right now. But we're talking about the figure today, not that thing. I already reviewed that thing. But yeah, figure, nice artwork, wrap around in this odd shade of yellowish gold that's completely different to the one right here. I'm glad I don't have the EB Games price tag, even though I didn't buy this from EB Games. I bought it from Toys R Us. Action photography. And pretty much nothing else. So, just says the Shadow Ranger. There's a tiny strip of tape we must pacha to access the guts inside. Jeez, I played too much Mortal Kombat. Actually, the AI plays too much Mortal Kombat for me. Do. Damn adhesive! I wanted to throw it away with some kind of sound effect, but oh well. So here we are. We got the figure. We got Tommy's head. We got some effect part. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with that effect part. We got Saba, and we got two fists. Two punchy fists. Let's get our White Ranger out. Yeah. And unlike the Shadow Ranger, who I can understand being the first in line because he hasn't had a toy in forever, this guy, I don't get. Why they felt the need to make a Mighty Morphin White Ranger. Because he's been everywhere. He was freaking. Just trying to think of how many toy lines. They did the Super Mega Force toy line. He was in the movie, the 93 movie, or I think it was 93. Which was the first time those suit designs were in toys. All the way back to Super Legends. I still have a Super Legends White Ranger in the drawers under my television, pointing, not you, behind you. Lord Zed and Goldar make more sense to me than the White Ranger. Other than, I guess you had to have a Mighty Morphin Ranger in the team, because Wave 2 has Kimberly. Unfortunately, not the Ranger Slayer Kimberly, but here you go. Get a good full body shot of him. He looks good. Everything's pleasant and accounted for. Although his chest armor seems to ride a little high. But I guess that's not that big a deal. It is soft. It is quite soft. Yeah. Seems everything's there. I appreciate the karate chop hand. Come and stay at the YMCA. Maybe Tony, maybe... did I just say that? Maybe Tommy's a fan of Kotal Khan. Who knows? Or he just likes to work out at the YMCA when he's not at the juice bar. You never know. Alright, let's talk articulate. Oh, right. I'm sure you can see that paint issue right there before I wipe it away. I just wanted to show you because, yeah, there are some spots. There's a little spot on his chest armor. I would not mind if for like like they could do 2 waves. One related to the 93 movie, because I wouldn't mind having, I still have all those figures in their boxes, but I would not mind getting another range of them in this size, or they could do the 2017 movie as a whole wave, and maybe do Rita as a Green Ranger, or just Rita in normal. Articulation wise, the head is on a ball joint. And it does feel like it has more range right out the package than the SPD Shadow Ranger did. But you can get up, go around. There's a bit more room on the neck to get more room out of the ball joint. Shoulders, full range, unhindered by the shoulder pad. You can go out, you can go forward. It's like, it's a limited, like the shoulder feels a little limited, but due to the butterfly joint, you can go all the way back anyway. Like just the, it kind of feels like there's a locking point for the internal joint. Yeah, and there's really not much room for his, like, I'm actually trying to get, yeah. There's not quite the same room, unfortunately. They didn't design this shoulder as well as they did this one. It's like your positions are down there. Oh, there we go. That guy had to snap. That wasn't a good feeling. Ugh. That's okay. It's actually 2 clicks, so never mind. I was wrong. It just it's more prone to pop out the bicep joint. Just because look where you're putting pressure, right there. Yeah. Yeah, this is way too tight. Ugh. There's a bicep swivel though. It's a double jointed elbow with complete curl. It kind of looks awkward, but there's a wrist swivel and a wrist hinge, so you can go stop, hammer time, stop in the name of the law. I'm the law. Abs. He's got 2 joints, so one at the belt, one up there. So you can go all the way down, all the way back. That is one aggressive game of limbo. I'm surprised. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but maybe there should have been a limbo-themed monster of the week. And you've got the waist joint all the way up here, which does go all the way around. It still doesn't make sense to put it up there, but Tommy's doing some extreme yoga. Maybe he's part snake toy. The helmet. I commented on the in the Saba review, but proportionally it does look good here. Like if you get the proportions correctly, it does kind of look good. Hips can go all the way forward. Can't go back because of his ass. That Mighty Morphin ass. I don't know if he can do his iconic triple hurricane kick, but or no, it's a tornado kick. Hurricanes and tornadoes are slightly different. Thigh swivel, definitely. Double jointed knee, very nice. Full curl. You do have an ankle tilt, and you have it's not even ratchet. It just doesn't feel very good. Like, it feels a bit too tight. But yeah, you've got two-way ankles as well, and you've got, I even noticed on the Shadow Ranger, but you've got peg holes in the backs of his ankles, and you do have the same in the Shadow Ranger for probably production costs, but I mean, you can probably fit him on something. Let's do access. Let's accessorize, shall we? Let's first off take the Tommy head, because unlike SPD, Mighty Morphin is very famous for taking off the helmets in scenes when they're in the command center. So, if you want a beheaded White Ranger, there you go. But let's take a look at this Tommy head. Looks good. Looks fairly accurate to Jason David Frank as a young man. A hell of a lot better than the figure art re-release did. Although unless it kind of looks a bit odd on such a long neck. Given the Mighty Morphin White Ranger helmet's a bit bigger, a bit chunkier. Where is it? So it has more like it's a bit better on his neck, but you can do. He does occasionally hold his helmet while he's in the command center. Theoretically, you could do it if you figured out something, but ow! Oh, I've knocked off a bit of Pred King's gun. Oh well. But yeah, this has much more precedent. Yeah, whatever. I'll deal with it after. Than say Doggy Kruger. That just looks like he has a really long neck, unfortunately. So let's get this proportioned properly, so it's gonna look bad no matter what. And let's give him Saba. I didn't mention it in the Shadow Ranger review, but the weapons are soft plastic, like the Shadows. Oh, well, not quite Saba's blade, but the Shadow Ranger, the Shadow Saber, its long blade was a little floppy, but that's completely acceptable. So let's take a good look at the Saba detail. Right next to, oh, I turned it off. It's not bad for a freaking gigantic drop in scale, but there's some paint apps that I could complain about, like the complete lack of white paint on the face, where it's just pure silver. And the lines going down the back of Saba's head are black here, while they're like a gunmetal gray-esque here. The lack of coloring on these parts. But other than that, it's all really minor, the stuff I'm talking about. It's just, I have the accurate one right here, so it's kind of hard for me not to compare them. The details are so small on this scale that I'm willing to forgive it and just go, yeah, they did the best with what they could. So let's have him hold Saba. This is the only weapon holding hand he's got. There you go. It takes a bit of finagling to get into his hand, but there you go. He's swinging around his Saba. If you want, you can have it holding it reverse like he occasionally does, or you can fit it right into the sheath on his hip, which is soft plastic, very soft. I hope it doesn't break. I've actually done that quite a bit before with previous Tommy figures, where it's like I have them play fighting or play wrestling. Like I have my action figures wrestle, and the hilt constantly get like in my way and bug me, so I tend to just rip them off. But I don't plan to do it with this one. This thing though. There's no pegs, no ports, nothing to. You could do Mortal Kombat Fatality, maybe. I don't know. I don't get the point of this other than having just an accessory. Oh, wait. Oh, I see. There's a little slot in it. Okay. You kind of have to, unfortunately, squish Tommy's fingers to get the sword in his hand. It's really unfortunate. But there. That's something, I guess. Or maybe he karate chopped you to death and this explosion came off your body. I don't know. You could also hilariously do the come on kind of thing. It feels a bit stunted due to him just putting his whole hand instead of just whatever. Back to action. Yeah. Let's put Saba away because it's time for hand swaps. Yeah. I really don't like that. But hey, you could recreate a scene where somebody cut off his hands or something. There's potential here. But yeah, I punched myself. Okay, I kind of feel like I might have deserved that. But he's got two punchy fists. Yeah. There you go. Could he did he ever jet in the show? There's pretty much nothing holding Saba into the hilt. You could kind of do like a flying because they did a weird version of teleporting in the show at some point to get around some plot the villain had. I forget. Probably Lord Zed caused them like issues with their teleportation, so they had to jet, which was supposedly faster, and that might have been the position he flown in. I have no idea. I don't remember. Have to go back and actually watch if I want. That's it for the White Ranger. He doesn't really need much else, but oh, I didn't even notice there's a boot swivel as well. Okay. I did not notice that. See that? That's why I like these toys, because I'm constantly finding new articulation I didn't realize. But I think he's worth it. If you dig this scale and you haven't been collecting I don't know. I just like this scale and I like the White Ranger, so I picked up this figure. if you like this scale and if you like the White Ranger, and you don't want to pay the, here's the thing about figure arts to me, is they don't feel like playthings. They're in my closet on a shelf, and I haven't touched them in forever, because they have tons of small pieces that could fall off and break, and they don't feel like toys I want to play with. They're more like you pose them, you put them on a display, and you leave them there. But this guy feels like he's as accurate as a figure art, but he's a lot cheaper and a lot more playable. And that's what I look for in a toy. So if that's something that you like, then I recommend going ahead and picking him up. And plus, he's now the star of the comic book series. How appropriate. Quite good timing, even though I don't really know if I'm going to review Necessary Evil yet, because it's only at one issue. But, yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. And may the power protect you. Bye.